Hello and welcome to the 17th and penultimate stage of the 2020 Vuelta. It was back into the mountains for the peloton before tomorrow's processional final stage through the streets of Madrid. The podium places weren't totally settled though 24 hours from the end of this year's race, and with 6 climbs on the 178-kilometre stage, there could still be a surprise in store. With the testing Portillos de las Batoecas 50 kilometres from the line and especially the final uncategorised climb of the Alto de la Covatilla, the Ineos Grenadier and EF Pro cycling teams had an opportunity to unsettle and maybe even unseat leader Primož Roglič. Strategies were already in evidence on the first climb of the day when a group of 34 riders broke clear. Movistar had 3 men up front, and there were also a number of potential stage winners in the breakaway. The likes of Davide de la Cruz and Guillaume Martin could also give their general classification positions a major boost. It was a case of 2 races in one. The first, the stage victory up for grabs among the breakaway, and the second, the favourites for the overall race win who might also get themselves in the mix for the stage win. At the top of the day's second climb, the Alto de San Miguel de Balero, the leaders had 3 minutes on the peloton, headed by Roglic's Jumbo-Visma team. Guillaume Martin had already wrapped up the King of the Mountains jersey, so no real contest for the day's points, but the French rider, second on stage 5, clearly had ambitions of going one better. 2 hours into the stage and the average speed was still up near 40 kilometres an hour. Jumbo-Visma's Robert Geesink kept the tempo high at the front of the peloton to ensure the breakaway group's lead didn't become unmanageable as they began the climb of the Alto de Cristobal, less than 80 kilometres from the line. The Movistar team moved to the front of the peloton heading into the final 50 kilometres. As expected, Marc Soler accelerated away 29 kilometres from the summit as the breakaway group started to splinter one by one. Eviti then bided his time as he waited for Soler to try and bring his Movistar teammate into the breakaway group. The peloton was now less than 2 minutes from the leaders. Soler eventually joined the front group 19 kilometres from the line before Gino Meder, Mark Donovan and Jon Izagirre launched an attack. They quickly built a lead of some 40 seconds on the breakaway group, enough to convince the peloton to not continue the chase, and that advantage was up to 3 minutes at the foot of the Alto de la Covatilla. With the climb getting ever steeper, Izagirre tried twice to attack, but David Gaudu managed to reel him in before moving clear himself with 4 kilometres to go. Further down the road, Hugh Carthy attacked, but Richard Carapaz had the legs of the British rider, and the Ecuadorian pulled away with just 3 kilometres remaining. Gaudu, though, was not for catching, the Groupama FDJ rider claiming his second stage win of this year's Vuelta. Meanwhile, Roglič was under pressure.
It's about how much time Richard Carapaz can take. What is the gap going to be? He crosses it at 2:34. So Primož Roglič now has got 45 seconds to get there. Primož Roglič saves La Vuelta by around 19-20 seconds.
So it was an intense battle right to the end, with Carapaz's attack almost changing things at the top of the GC a day before the finish in Madrid. It was a bold effort by the Ecuadorian, but he was only able to claw back around 20 seconds on Roglič, meaning he fell just short in his bid to snatch the red jersey. That belongs to Primož Roglič for the second successive year. After winning stage 11, David Gaudu doubles up with a prestigious win, which also gave him a major boost in the general classification. I said to myself, why not today? Why not me? The weather conditions are those that I like. It's good when it's cold and rainy for me. It's one of those days when you don't have to think about things. You just do everything by instinct. Days like this are simply exceptional. So Primož Roglič will have an enjoyable Sunday in Madrid thanks to that 24-second lead over Carapaz. It's a first podium finish on a major tour for Hugh Carthy of the EF Pro cycling team. Primož Roglič also takes the points classification of this 2020 Vuelta. Guillaume Martin wasn't able to get the stage win, but the Frenchman can console himself with the King of the Mountains jersey. And Enric Mas is the best young rider on the Vuelta, with Gaudu moving ahead of Russia's Alexander Vlasov thanks to his stage win. So tomorrow, Roglič centre stage on the route to Madrid that will likely end with a sprint finish before everyone gets a chance to put their feet up.